Light strikes 10:33 and my phone rings. It's explained to me the club's in full swing. Throw on pants because it's non-stop. Chicks in his...
Good morning, everybody. It's Ray with MountainReporter.com. And on Saturday, the members of Incorporate Lake Gregory held a town meeting called Coffee and Conversation. We had a reporter there that recorded part of that meeting, and we're going to bring that to you now.
We like the idea of town.
Okay.
It just feels like a
Because
town
that's what's here.
rather than a city.
But you hear city, town, so what will
Well,
it be?
it's
I mean-
one or the other. It
requires you
doesn't.
to pick one of those two.
Oh, okay, so that'll be part of the voting process.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're only allowed to put two names on the ballot. So in between now and then, and basically between now and this next November, we have to come up with what those two names are. And can I just say, the reason why we called it Incorporate Lake Gregory is that we felt like the lake started the conversation, the lake's at the heart of our community, and we are looking at a community that is broader than Crestline. We're looking at all the way out to Cedar Pines Park. We're looking up to what I didn't realize when we first did this, that there's even a portion of Twin Peaks that becomes a part of this town.
Are they happy about that?
Some are, some aren't. Just like some are happy and some aren't happy about it here. So, I mean, we got people on all sides.
The non sequitur argument. Well, we've been subsidizing you. Well, my wife and I came up with a silly analogy for that. The county says, well, we've been subsidizing you. So what if your dad had an education fund all through high school, and it's time to go to college, and the kid says to the dad, all right, I'm ready to go to Cal State now. Can I have my education fund? And the dad says, well, I've been subsidizing you all these years. Okay, Dad, I get it, but where's my education money? So this argument, which is supposedly to get you to shut up, is, well, you don't want to do that because you can't afford to handle it yourself, son, city, because I've been subsidizing you all these years, but nobody knows what the subsidy is. It's just words.
Doesn't want you to know.
Have they been subsidized? Well, of course you're subsidizing because that's their
Well,
job.
and I want to.
Subsidizing San Bernardino.
We are getting a lot.
the
I
function
don't
of
want to
government,
misrepresent what our relationship's been like with the county, because we are getting a lot of information from them that we've simply requested. In fact, we turned in, and we're waiting for the answers on this. We turned in 11 extremely detailed questions.
Oh, good.
They're not
Did you get
little
answers?
questions.
Did you get
They've been
answers?
working on them with and Pam Williams, who is the assistant to Leonard. Leonard Hernandez is the COO. So we're getting information, like we've gotten Public Works, we've gotten the law enforcement. They're the ones that helped us
finally
get the
got
law
that?
enforcement. Yeah, we got their proposal. But again, that's going to all be dependent upon what happens if we actually go to the city. Then you all decide. We got, what's the other? We have fire information. There's another one, I'm forgetting it right now. Sorry. So we know, we've gotten things from the tax assessor. We've gotten things from County Registrar. All these things Leonard Hernandez helped us start getting because we were having a challenge getting information.
Sure.
So I just want to
May I just
present
ask
that we
one
have
question?
some help from the county. It's just that we have challenges too.
May I just ask $4 or more? Isn't it a month just for sanitation?
Yeah, and I know there's been some. I know
so
sanitation's had some issues, and they have some pretty long-term needs that they've got to deal with
That's a lot of
redoing
money.
some piping. Yeah, we're talking about $23 million, and one of the things that they're afraid of is that we're going to take their reserves that need to be used for future piping, and we're going to just take over and give it to the city. That's been what they've said. That is not, in fact, that's another reason for doing this as subsidiary. Right, that's the other reason, because it shows we're keeping those monies separate so that they're there, those reserves that those people have all put in are there for the future needs that they have to do.
I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is a fact or not, that it might be a federal law that cities can't remove people from camping on the sidewalks unless they have enough beds available for all the homeless people in the town? Have you heard anything like that?
There are some kind of state regulations regarding homeless, but towns do have authority on the homelessness in their community and do have an option to make decisions based on how they're going to care for the homeless in their community. In fact, if you notice, that's why San Francisco has been allowing people to actually do things, leave excrement on the sidewalks and stuff like that. And the town could make a decision to say, no, you're not allowed to be here. There's places in towns where they've got RVs all in the whole street, right?
Right.
A town can make ordinances and decisions, but there are some national, state, and there are some federal guidelines that a town has to hold to.
There's plenty of housing for the homeless, but the homeless on the mountain don't want to leave the mountain.
Right.
So if you had to comply with federal or county law, the compliance people would say, well, I have experience with this kid that's been at the post office now. I feed him, give him money. I found 2 places for him to live, and then it hit me like a brick in the lap. The homeless people in the mountain don't want to leave the mountain any more than we do.
Cityhood doesn't affect the schools. And remember, our school district has had some challenges, right? And the county has talked about taking over our school district. If at some point the county did that, that would be a time that if we were a town, the town could say, we want to have oversight of our elementary school, because that's what's within our town jurisdiction right now. So that's where, if anything were to happen, but we're talking about how many ifs did I just say? Here's what I know. I know taxes will go up with the county.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's what I also know. That right now those taxes are going up and we're generally not getting to vote on it. And what I do see is that with the city is that we'll get a chance to vote on those issues. Besides the fact that if John's on the council, I can get his ear, because I see him around town, and I can have a word with him about, why do you want to increase these taxes, John? Okay, because I know that my neighbor and I don't want this tax to go up, so please explain to me, because I need to understand the value of that tax, John.
And so if I go like this, you're going to vote me out of office?
Yes.
You better believe it. Not only that, I'm going to talk around town about you. Okay? Short is opposed to us, and he's really trying to raise our taxes and all. We need to do something about it. You all know John Short, because he's the guy that's trying to do this.
Can I keep my slush fund?
Please don't joke about that. We're already rumors. Hi, I'm Bill Mellinger. I'm the chairman of Incorporate Lake Gregory. We just completed our first coffee and conversation here at Higher Grounds. We're actually planning on several others of these throughout the community at other businesses, and hope you'll come to one of them. We've had some great conversations, some great questions, people really interested in whether we should incorporate or not, and people on both sides of the issue that were here, and that makes it even a better conversation. Our next meeting is a really important one. It's on April 24th at 7 p.m. That's going to be at the San Moritz Lodge. We'll start there at 7. We're going to try to give 2 to 3 minutes to as many people as possible to ask questions, to state their position. So whether you're for or against, it's an opportunity for you to come out, communicate your thoughts, your questions, your concerns about incorporation and about our community and the value and the things that are going on in our community. So I hope you'll come to the 24th or to one of our conversations and one of the meetings that we're having in the future. Thank you.
Maybe 12 to 18.